Hello and welcome to my channel. This is Darcy's Misadventures with Mixed Media, and for Finish It February, I am working on some things that have been sitting in my studio for a while, and several of those things were little golden books, so I'm working on little golden books, and I started this without you, sorry. This little golden book has a tear here. I could patch that, but I think I'm just going to cut this off, which means then I will need to figure out how to do my pages. So I was trying to figure that out before I came back on. Now with this book, it's going to be easy because a lot of the pictures are like further in, so I won't have to lose much. But some little golden books, the pictures go like, oh, not there. Is that the back? Yeah, that's the back. Some of them, the pictures go like all the way to the edge. I mean, you still have like this much left over, you know, but because the pages go into here, which is the thing. But anyway, so you might lose some pages, some bits of pages if you do it this way. Also, you will probably want to, in light pencil, mark all the numbers like 1, 2, 3, so that you can keep track of them in the end, because taking the signatures apart and trying to put them back together is a little bit tricky. But anyway, you can see now I have this is almost about an inch shorter, because that's about what it's going to be, weirdly, even though this looks like half an inch, but then you have also where it folds and all that. So I was just trying to make sure that it's going to fit within the cover when it's like this. The height shouldn't change. I'm not cutting any off the top and bottom. Okay, so I take one of my pages and I cut it down the middle, just right down the middle. Hoping that my cutter today, I don't know what it is, but it just doesn't want to cut straight for me. Alright. And then I take my, well, this originally was my template, so I was using this as my template, so it's easier to see. So I just kind of like line that up on the edge there and then fold it over here, one of the pages, doesn't matter which one really. And if you want this more even, you can go ahead and trim that off, but let's see what the other side looks like first. Yeah, I think I did that before. So I'm just going to cut a little bit off the edge here, like maybe like 1/4 of an inch. If it's straight, it's even better. That's the thing, is I think my cutter is not cutting straight. I can't, no, maybe that was straight, I don't know. So then, so after you cut it, then you come and mark and then fold it. Then you don't have double fold lines to make it confusing. So now that's a little bit more even. Not exactly even, but that's okay. I'm not going for exactly even. And then this one, yeah, see, this side has more picture on it. So I'll have to decide which side I want to, I might do a little bit off of each side of this one, just enough so that I don't lose anybody's butt, because this one could be a little bit on the shorter side too. Actually, I can go about 1/4 inch here. Well, this one doesn't fold over, so you do want to, I will cut off a little bit on each side. So this one will end up being, yeah, I need to cut off about 1/4 inch or so. I'm gonna lose a little bit of his elbow. And then whichever side has more of the picture, that's the side that will be on the outside. So where this flips up, I'm gonna glue this onto there, and then I'm not losing any of this picture because there's a big margin there, and I'm gluing this one on this side, and that way I don't lose any of the thing on that side. So I line it up on this side, hopefully, except for then, alright, I'm just gonna, that one's gonna come out a little bit. And the other way to do this is you could just keep them as they are and fold them in. I'll show you that in a second, but let me just glue this down real quick. And that is but this is how I'm doing it for this book, is I'm just, now if there were a page like where all the pages were like this, where I didn't want to lose any of the picture, then I might do that fold in thing. And if you're wondering what I'm talking about, because sometimes the words I say don't always make sense. So the other way to do it is you could just leave it as it is and just fold it in when you put it in the book. But then your outside of your book can get pretty thick if you do that with all of them. And I have pretty much good margins pretty much everywhere. So I'll do one more with you. I'm just going to cut off. Am I going to lose? Oh, I don't want to lose the bunny's ear, so. Yep. And I could always just even do one of them. I'll show you one. Okay, so I can cut off. Make sure that's straight. Yep. And cut off about 1/2 inch here, give or take. Don't want to cut her wings off. Oh, I don't want to cut that flag either, so I'm going to make sure I'm keeping the flag. And then using my template to be able to fold that over. And then, I don't know, I didn't mark my numbers, but I think these are all like kind of poems and stuff, so I don't really, this one is one that I could totally do it out of order. So since these are all separate, I could even go ahead and attach like a different page. I could attach this instead, which I might. Could attach that there, and then I could attach another one to this one and add more pages in. That's especially if it's one like this where it's just a bunch of different poems and stuff. You have a lot more, what's the word I want? You have more, yeah, like this. Yeah, nice. Oh, except for if you do that, you're going to want to leave a little bit on each side of this if you do it this way. That's all. I did not. And this one is exactly the right width. So what I will do is, I might even make this a pocket. Hold on. This, just under 8 is where my height is. So if I want to make this a pocket, I just want to fold it up. It'll still be a little on the tall side, but I can always trim it. I mean, the pocket is on the tall side. And you can just take either some washi tape or some other paper to connect these. Like that. Let's move stuff out of my way. That could be helpful. I want to line up the bottom more than the top because I can always trim off the top. I don't want to cover the bunny, so I'm actually going to use Scotch tape. Did you know you can? You can use Scotch tape if you want to. You could totally use Scotch tape to connect your pages, especially if you don't want to lose what's there. Okay, see, okay, here's the problem. I'm in my brain with the way I tape is that way, so, but I want to line those up still at the bottom. I'm just gonna leave that open. She says, I'm just gonna fold it over so I can see what I'm doing. That's what I'm gonna do. Because I want the tape on the inside of the pocket, that's why. That way not as much tape will show. And then it'll be together enough so that I can just glue something on the other side or use washi tape. And if you know, I could always use some washi tape somewhere, but that works. Just gonna trim off the tape. And double check, make sure that when I do fold it that it's gonna line up and be straight. Straight would be nice. It's not exactly straight. So what I'm gonna do, because my tape is still a little bit what's my problem? Oh, this isn't on there straight. You know, maybe there's a better way to do it. I'm just oh, I'm annoyed now. Okay, if I'm gonna rip a page, let's rip the white. It's not ripping, fortunately. I do like that that is fairly forgiving. Alright, we're just going to do it like this. Line this over here and over there. And fold the tape over. I'm not worried about there being like clear tape showing because it won't. It'll get covered with the, oh man, you know what welcome to my world where it doesn't do what I want it to do. Because I lined up the top instead of the bottom. Remember I said I had needed to line up the bottom because my paper's a little bit on the tall side and I didn't trim it down first. You know why I didn't trim it down first? Because then when I trim it down, you know what's going to happen? I'll trim it, it'll still be too long. I'll trim it again and then it'll be too short. So I hesitate to trim things down. Alright, fold that over. Maybe that's a better way to do it. I don't know. Okay. Now, I got a little stickiness through here, but that's okay because I'm going to be... I got a little space there. More space than I need, but that's alright. But I do need it to... Because I'm going to put a strip of paper here. Actually, that might be nice. Where is my ruler for deckled edgeness? I'm going to use a piece of this here. Don't need a huge wide piece. Just wide enough so it will cover that. And I'll use art glitter glue so it will hopefully hold really nicely. I don't think I'm going to do any inking in here. If anybody, whoever gets it, can ink in a colorful color that goes with it. This is a really cute book with some really cute images with some nice pastel colors and muted colors, which I think is nice. And I'm going to let that dry before I cut it because if you... My tape is all wonky in here. Well, we're just gonna live with it, is what we're gonna do. What I might do is just do a little snip down here. In case that's where the tape is wonky. I don't know. Let it dry and then fold it. That's what I just said, didn't I? This is the last one. I moved stuff to get it out of my way. And then I lost it. Alright, this one will be a little easier just because. Because I just have to glue this piece around. So the next time I do this, I'm going to make sure that I leave a fold over piece because it really makes life easier. Okay. So this was the, let's see, that was 1, 2. This one goes here, and then this one. I'm going to trim that off at the top. Now, there we go. Whew. Sometimes when you're having to readjust these things, and then I think this one actually goes like this. I think that one was like that. Maybe. Unless I just did, I don't know. I don't think it matters too much. Summer shower. Oh, the Kingdom of Shamu. You know what? He's supposed to be next to there, but that's okay. He can be on the next page. It's fine. And then I'll go ahead and I see that I cut that. How did I cut that? I don't know. I won't worry about it too much though, because it's not a big enough hole for things to fall out of. And if I want this to be, have a thing in it, I'll do it now. A thing like a notch. There we go. You use any size hole punch you want to make a notch. That was a big pocket, so I used a bigger hole punch. Trying to work out those kinks of that tape. There we go. Alright, so that is our first signature from the book. This is a little bit long, sticking out, so I will need to trim this. Sure, I need to trim it now that I glued it. I will lose a little bit of that. Nope, I won't, because I'm just gonna... He's already lost a little bit of a wing. How much more wing could he lose? I don't know. Not much. He's still there. We didn't cut him all the way off. He's all right. So yeah, if you're doing all this wonkiness like I'm doing, you're probably going to want to number your pages if you want to keep them in order, especially if it's integral to the story. But I'm okay. A summer shower, winter's coming around. There we go. Alright, so that is the first signature, pretty much done. And I want to add some more pages as well. Also, see, originally I was going to kind of do collage to make the pages bigger, like so that all your pages would match up. But then I saw that the cover had that rip in it, so I was like, oh, I guess we're going smaller on this one. I think there's the other signature. I think another thing that sometimes people have done is they've just kind of folded this out. Is that the right size? Almost, not quite. I still need to cut off the edges, the ends a little bit. It gives me a little bit more room to do stuff. Just cutting off the end helps, I think. That's about, I don't know how much that is. It's just enough so that I'm not cutting anything out of the picture is what it is. But I think, yep, now that's in the right place, that some people have just, alright, so you fold your paper the opposite direction. And then fold this back over like this. And then fold this one over like this. I think I have seen people do it like that. And then, nope, that doesn't work. Not even a little bit. Nope, that doesn't work. Although it does give you your lines, so that's helpful. Alright, does this one need to go with the last page? Yeah, that kind of goes together, so I will just glue this onto here. I'm going to trim that off. That's right, I already trimmed off the other side. Good night, sleep tight. That's the last page. That I will just glue on like I did the other ones. It's more work, but like I said, you could just fold in the pages. The only problem with that is you are going to have it be bulky on the outside where you have so many pages folded in. This is the simplest way, especially if you want those to be shown together. And the dragon's birthday, you might want those to be shown together. Yeah, see, some of these are actually, you want them to show together. But that's okay if they don't either. Like this one, I could do something in between. This one, also, I wouldn't mind having something in between there either. Okay, so this one I want together. So, I'm going to do like I did. I'm going to trim off the outside edge a little. I might lose a little bit of his sword. I'm not really concerned about his sword. I do want to keep the cupcakes though. Sword I don't care about. Cupcakes, whole different ice cream, different story. I don't care about the leaf, but priorities. Priorities, people. Priorities. Alright, I know the last one I ripped and you were probably like, why is she doing that? Because I did. Alright, let's go ahead and trim this one. What's the width? Right about there. I'm using this line down here to make it straight because I'm not sure how well that top bit is working for me. I didn't lose any of his sword really. Alright. Hark the hungry camel. Oh wait, he obviously goes there. Just gonna line that up. And glue it on. Glue it on, glue it on. And this, since this has the blue on it, that's the one I want on the outside. The other one's just white. It won't be as noticeable with the having that hinge there. And I'm just trying to line up the page like that. Make sure it's straight. I hope. Nope. Because you moved it, lady. And if you get it a little bit too long, you can just trim it off. Just try not to cut the other bit when you do that. I don't think, I mean, I could fold it over, but it's just gonna be in the way. So I will attempt to trim that off without cutting this way cutting it the right size in the first place is easier. This probably won't work. I'm gonna try to use my ruler. That doesn't work either. Where's my tweezers? I can't get my finger on that, so I was like, well, let me try my tweezers. No, that doesn't work. The problem is, it would work if I had it the other direction, would be fine. Nope. As in, have it like this, but I can't get it in there. Alright, so we're just gonna trim it. Use our trimmer, maybe. Use my trimmer and make sure that that fold line doesn't get caught up in there. If so, I'll be doing it again. I know, I could just use scissors. That would be the easiest way, the least dangerous way, and the way I wouldn't have to keep trying to fix it over and over again. But it's gonna also be the messy way because I can't cut that straight. You know, that's what washi tape is for. I'm just gonna tear it. just put a piece of washi tape. I just need it to not be over. And I do not have the patience. Now it would just look like clouds. Kinda. Even if I didn't do anything with it, it might be fine. Just need it to not go over. So this is your, just go ahead and cut it the right size the first time, and it'll be better for you. It'll be more better. Oh, where's my washi tape? It was right there. It's been right there for days, and now it's disappeared. Nope, it's right here now. Do I have any? This one's fine. This one's blue. Blue, 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 blue flowers. Will be nice. Don't go over the edge or you will go insane. Because you don't want to deal with that again. That's, oh, it's not even. I need it to be, it's more obvious if it's not straight on that line, so not sure why that line's not straight. Maybe they didn't cut, maybe I didn't cut it straight, maybe they didn't paint it straight. I don't know. Alright, this middle one I'm going to do like the other ones, except for not as an annoying, except I'm going to keep my edge piece. I'm going to still cut off my quarter inch, whatever it is over here. Not cutting off her feet or her fingers. Hopefully there's nothing else in there that didn't need to get cut. Oh, and oh, cut it down the middle. I'm going to trim that just a little bit because I've got the fold over there, which is going to bulk it up a little bit more than I want. Good, we didn't lose any of this one. Dragon's birthday, okay. So then I'm going to use my previous pages as my template. Fold that over. This will be much easier with the fold over. I already know it's much easier with the fold over. Fold over this side. And then find some coordinating pages that will, papers that will be fun. And I have all those ones that were half pages, which is nice. Alright, so that's going that way. And this one is going this way. And I think, let's see, this one, it's from, I think it's Once Upon a Time, I don't know, some kind of a thing that was in a thing, but I think that will work for that. Get it the right height this time. In order to get it the right height this time, I'm going to use my paper. Let's see, well, I had it figured out. See, it's one in a, that's why, because it's one, then a tiny bit more than that. Just the tiniest bit. That's super annoying. Alright, so there's one. And then for the other one, does he have, I think that will be perfect. Okay. I won't make these ones pockets. Just under that. Could it be more just under? And these are like heavier pieces too, so they'll be able to, I'll be able to use the extra pieces as tag bases and pockets and whatnot. So just gonna, this plain side, glue the plain side. And I want the polka dots with the dragon line. Make sure it's straight on the bottom there somewhere. Something is, oh, I must have cut him off more than, oh, wait, oh, maybe I need to cut off this side. Does it stick out too far now? Yep, it does. That's okay. I'll cut those in a minute. I'll just do this part first. Where'd my fairy go? I lost the fairy. There's the dragon's birthday. Seriously. How? How did... She's right there. Oh, my word. And put this here. And I'll cut that down if I need to. I thought these would still be 6 inches, but I guess they're not. Or maybe I cut these extra small. Did not mean to. Probably should check that with my original. Before it dries, make sure. Or do this first. Line this up like this. Hopefully, if you guys do this, you don't have as many struggles as I'm having. This is a big piece. I am a little worried that maybe I did these too short. And then I'm not checking them until after the fact. That's alright. I did cut them a little bit on the short side. But that's okay. I think I just need to cut off pieces I just added on, just need to be cut off a tiny bit. I'll cover that. It's all a wrinkly mess right now, but don't worry about it. Oh, I'm not going to worry about it. I'm not going to worry about any of it. Some of the pages are a little shorter, and that was not what I was going for, but that's okay. It'll be fine. Okay. Now, I'm going to add some more pages. Alright, she's going to end up getting split up anyway, isn't she? Because I like the pink here. That I made shorter, not more. Oh my God. I just can't with myself right now. I'll put that to the back. Alright, so that just needs to be trimmed down. Okay, so I'm gonna pick some pages and I don't know, we'll see. I'm gonna cut this one down though, off camera. Actually, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab another book and get a template for that and show you how to make pages to match the length of the originals of these is what I'm going to do. So this will be a video about making your pages fit, no matter what size they are. So let me grab another book. Alright, so I got this one apart. This, unfortunately, somebody scribbled on that, but that's alright. I don't know what I'll just... You know, it was a used book. Alright, so I'm using one of these pages as a template, which is why I needed to pull that out. And I think that went with that book, and this goes with the other one. Okay, not that it matters that much, but you know. So this one's going to have a little bit of a fall theme. So you notice, like, even like the scrapbook paper isn't quite long enough when you have it this long. So I'm just going to use this as my template and do some collage, because I think that is just a fun look in a journal for one. So I'm going to use some larger pieces, and I think I'm actually going to tear this one down a little bit so that there's... Alright, so I'm going to start with, I'll put it this way because I'd rather glue on this side, keep the leaves. Double-sided paper is a nice way to go. Not all of this is double-sided, which is fine. That's not bad. It's also different weights. I'm not thrilled about the different weights, although that could work. So I'm going to Give myself enough over here. So yeah, just using this page as a template and giving myself a nice long pages. Like if you are one of those people that likes your pages to be all the same size, then this is how you do it. You just make new paper. Another way is if you get legal size paper, that is long enough for a little golden book journal. You just have to cut down the top a little bit. I do want this to be straight though. I would like my papers to match up and whatnot. And then I'm going to glue on the edge here. If the glue would come out, that'd be even more helpful. And on the edge here, if I can get the stupid glue, which was working fine a minute ago, but then I left the glue off, the cover off for like probably 10 minutes, I don't know. So I'm going to glue on the edge of each page so that then it should hold it fairly well. Hold it even better if I could get enough glue on there. There we go. Of course, it's art glitter glue, so I need to move quickly. Can even make it a little bit bigger than you know you're going to need it, and that way you can always trim it down. Then you wouldn't have to line it up so perfectly if you did that. Whoops, got a little glue on there. So yeah, in the bigger pieces you use, the less you have to do. But it'll still be a fun, cool collage effect in your final pages, which will be cool. Just going to use this piece. I can always, if I have like white bits like this, I can easily just do a little stenciling on the back to bring them into the, to make them how I want them to be. Does that make sense? I don't know. Let's just go ahead and, it might be a little prettier if we do it like that. Alright, so I'm going to glue on the edge of this. And the edge of that. And then where this is going to get glued down this way. So I just need to glue the edge of this on this side. And this bottom part. Shouldn't go all the way over, so. Just trying to line up my lines so I can at least have this be on here straight. Hopefully. I can always trim it down. It's easier to trim it down than to have to add a tiny bit. So, you know, use as big or as small papers as you want to make it. Oh, come on. And or just don't worry about perfect lines, and then you won't have to stress out like I am. Okay, hold that down tight. She says, and then she doesn't. There we go. And if you need to fix your glue, fix your glue. Or if you're worried about your papers coming undone like that, you can just do another piece on this side, which would hold that together even more. And then we fold this in half. And ideally, we should have a page that is the same length, or at least close. Yeah, but so then that's how you can have it so they're big enough papers, because an 8.5 by 11 size piece of paper is just not going to be big enough. And even 12 by 12 will be a little bit on the short side, but really your 12 by 12 pages are your best bet in here. Or like when I coffee dye paper to use them in here, I will often use legal size paper, which is 14 inches long, and then you just trim it down to the right size, and then you have a nice size that way too. So that is this video, just making your pages fit in a little golden book, whether you want to have, if you want them to be either fit a smaller journal like this one, or if you want bigger pages for the like this one. All right, that's today's video. Easy enough. I'm going to keep working on these journals and getting them put together, and I will show you real quick what I finished so far. So yesterday I did some work in my studio. I decided not to sew this on. I just glued it on the inside of this, and I went ahead and bound this one. So this is what this one looks like. I'll show you the ones that I finished yesterday for my Finish It February. You can say it the other way if you want to, but I won't, because I have people that appreciate that I don't swear. So I'm going to keep it that way. This is why he's in here, because he's got a strawberry. That's why there's a children's book page in here, because of the strawberry, plus Pokey Little Puppy. Who doesn't love Pokey Little Puppy? I don't know, children's math page. That's just fun. You just cover it if you don't like it. If you get a journal and there's pages in there you don't like, you just cover those pages. Or you can trim them down like this, leave a little thing, and add a new page. And then these are pieces for playing in the journal. I also finished this one. Just sewed it in is all I needed to do with this one. So this one is now sewn in. Yep, yes, we do have a Pokey Little Puppy in there too. I think he's sniffing a flower on the other side. You can cover a snake if a snake bothers you, you know. Gyo Fujikawa, one of my favorite illustrators. She was ahead of her time. She would draw little children and people of all nationalities and races, even back in the 60s when they told her not to, and she did anyway. And maybe she wasn't as popular back then as she could have been, but for me, she's super popular because I love all her little drawings. I think they're fabulous. It's G-Y-O is her name, Gyo Fujikawa. Oh, cricket. There's flowers there, though. Oh, puppies. Pokey Little Puppy. Why not? I just put one in all my journals. That could be my, and then the daisies. With the daisies. So there's that one. And that one already had the closure sewn in when I did the cover. And then I also sewed in this one. Got some extra planes for extra pages. And so this has got the Tim Holtz fabric and a little bit of this, it's not ticking, it's thinner. I don't know what it is. I forget what it's called. It's got a name. But it's stripes. So there's some of the plain pictures in here, and plus there's all these cool dyed pages that I used Distress ink to dye, and got some really cool effects. And a puppy, because puppies and plains, why not? But yeah, a lot of cool effects when I did the inks. Got dragonfly, I did some inks and some masks and stencils with them. So this, somebody could just add a page there, glue it right on there. Same with that one. Little pocket. Half pages are okay. You can add to them. You can put something around them just to make it a pocket. There's another plane. So yeah, isn't this cool? That was in that book too. And that is that book. So that one is finished as far as being a naked journal. I don't think I showed you this one after I bound it in, and I've gone ahead and filled it, and it is ready to go to my friend's daughter, except for I'm probably gonna have to make one for her son. Either he won't care, or he'll be like, where's mine? It's hit or miss. So I guess I'll wait and see if he wants one. And then see, there's more Gyo Fujikawa. See, all the little babies there. So this was like her back in the 60s making these drawings. And so like, oh, here's what I mean. Like this right here, I just glued onto the edge of this fold out, and it's a pocket. So that's just fun. Whoops. You got a little fairy house pocket, a little kitty. This is very eclectic. Like these birds, like this is like my friend's daughter. She would give me that face. She would give us all that face, you know. She's like, what, 9, 10? Little grumpy girl sometimes, so I love her. Cats, more cats. Little mouse, little shiny thing. I got that in a swap. Little kitty. And then, all right, so Birdie, you wanted to know how to do grungy with the book pages. Well, I fussy cut this girl out, left some of the tree there in background, and then just have this grungy background, and I think it looks cool. So, you know, just whatever background you use is probably what's going to make it grungy or not grungy. Penguin, yeah, super. And this one I also did, just put the pocket right on there. Glued it on there, and then we have a little pocket. And tuck spot and a little girl. And just glued that Bambi tag onto there. And then we have that cat. This is very eclectic. Also have some dogs. It's not a cat journal. It's a girl's journal. And dragons. Because that was on the other side of the cat page of that giant book that I had. Like this page here would have gone really good in the Imagine book. That's alright. I'm going to make some pages. I think I'm going to spray some pages for the colors that I want in that journal. And then we have that little fox. And this little, most folks are about as happy as they make up their minds to be. I kind of want to remind this little girl of that. I hope she likes it. Little puppy, oh, I haven't put anything in that pocket, tuck spot, but that's okay. Little cats, see I had a journal with cats, and so I added those pages in here too. That little girl and that little kind of bird, another book page with stuffed animals, which is really cute. And, oh, here's another one. That's from Dick and Jane as well. Just has the collage background and fussy cut and just put him on there. He's not as grungy. So I have a viewer request that I think I've talked about before that will be coming up at some point. Birdie, Amy, Birdie the Recycled Hippie Chick, wants to know, I just glued that on there, how to turn children's book pages into grungy ephemera. This was one of the very first pieces that I made when I started doing mixed media. So I'd done the background, and then I had a silhouette, which I must have traced or something and then filled in. And that little cat there, and Jack and Jill. And, so, you know, I could add a page on there. And this little animal, see, super eclectic. And this is another one that was like one of the first things that I had done. Just the pearlescent watercolors, and then I think I had something that I was using to make those half circles and just made the scales. That was just kind of fun. And then one of my rainbows that I made, gave her one, little pretty kitty. Another place where I could add a page. And then Julie Torrens had sent me a swap, so I thought that was cute in here. And I had made some doodly flowers, put that in there. And a little duck. Grungy background duck. It's a very eclectic journal. Did I not mention that? I think I mentioned it. I think I did. I glued this on. I glued that on as a tuck spot in case you don't stick anything in there. And so that's this journal with the this particular cat digital kit is in my Ko-fi shop. If you're ever looking for it, that's where it is. And my Ko-fi shop is always on my Ko-fi page is always linked below. I'm pretty sure there was one more I sewed together. Let me see if it is. Yeah, there's another one, but it's disappeared at the moment. So, but anyway, so yesterday I finished some things, and then today I started working on some more Golden Book journals. So we will continue with the Finish It February, part of the How Do You Do Art open collaboration. Be sure to check out the other people. I know that Sharyl's done some videos. That's the whole bucket, as has Patti. She's now the Bumbling Crafter. Used to be Fairy Tales and Fireflies is what she used to be. And Dawn at Four Grace Creations has done some videos. And Sonya at Artsy Solutions has done at least one video for this month's How Do You Do Art. So go check them out. I'll make sure I link them below. I hope you all have a delightful day. Love you.